the top 10 steps to start your own business on a student visa here in Australia. That's obviously a photo of me. A little bit about me. I'm a multi-award-winning business creative. I'm a health expert. I'm a business leader and a lecturer. Alongside my husband, I've been in business in Canberra for 29 years, so coming up to 30 years next year. We've owned and operated 4 different businesses across 4 different industries. So we have an IT consulting company. I have a health business. I don't know what happened then. That's a bit weird that we've gone some red all over the screen. I don't know where that came from. Maybe that's Ange being creative. And we've also had a retail, and I have an events business. And I've been both a mentor and competitor in startup and hackathons. And I teach business here in Canberra for the TAFE, which is called the Canberra Institute of Technology. And I obviously teach business, entrepreneurship and innovation with the Academy of Entrepreneurs. So today, to participate in the Zoom, please ask questions. You can use the chat down the bottom on your screen and send me messages that way. I'm happy to answer any questions. I do have to finish on time at 7 because I'm then heading off to mentor some other students for the Academy in another Zoom. And feel free to turn your camera on, and yep, we'll go through questions as we go. So we created this event because we want you to stop being a wanapreneur and help turn you into entrepreneurs. The Academy of Entrepreneurs was founded by the very vibrant Paula Mills, and she and the rest of us have a mission to supercharge you with entrepreneurial skills and a network to succeed. These are our top tips to help you start a business with zero or a little bit of money. A couple of $100 probably would set you up. And so step 1 is that we want you to connect with yourself and find a business opportunity. So normally we find something in our area of expertise. It's something that might bug or annoy us. It could be a problem that we can see that wants to be solved. We could just be listening to other people in our networks, our family and our community. It might be something that's a bit of a bugbear or annoyance for people, and you suddenly have an idea that could be a solution to their problem. And that's often where we start with our business ideas. I don't know where the links, there are a couple of videos referenced in this slide deck, and there's no links for them, but I'm sure if you Google them on YouTube, they'd pop up for you. Paula is very much into ikigai, which is the Japanese philosophy of where your passion and skill sets actually align and overlap. And that's often where you'll find an idea. And you can Google ikigai, I can't think of the word, map, and this will pop up and you can just print them up. And so you look at, so you answer the questions in the circle. So you are great at, so what is something that you're really good at? Something that you love doing. So often something that we're great at is not always something that we love to do, but we want you to find something you're great at and then something else that you love to do. A solution that the world needs, so a problem that you're seeing, and then something that you can actually be paid for. So quite often in business, we come up with ideas, but when we look into them a little bit further, either no one would be willing to pay for that idea or service, or the cost, once we look at the expenses and we work out how much it would actually cost to sell, for someone to buy that product or service from us, that actually stops it being attractive to people. So we need to make sure that our idea is something that people will actually pay for, and that's really important when we look into business. The next, so step 2, so step 1 was getting to know yourself. Step 2 is what problem are you solving? So as I've already mentioned, we want to look for a problem that we can provide the solution for, and that's where our business idea will start from. And we need to get to what's called the pain point. So what's the real problem that we solve for people? I've been in the massage industry for 25 years, And while a massage can provide relaxation and stress management, most of my clients come to me for two reasons. They come to me for pain management. They've got a chronic health issue that causes them a lot of pain, or they're a sports person and they're working towards an event or stepping up and becoming more elite. And they're the two groups that I mainly work with. So their pain points are different, and the way that I would communicate with them, market to those two groups are quite different. And we need to be able to focus on what the real problem is for our client. So sometimes we talk about the benefits of what our solution is, but we don't, we talk about how we provide the solution, but we don't actually talk about the benefits of the solution. So that's something else to keep in mind when you get down to marketing your business idea. So these are our top tips to start your business with $0. So step 3, hang on, I'm going backwards here. Sorry, I'm going backwards. I'm having a good day here. It is dinner time in Canberra. I have snacked on some hot cross buns. So one of the tools that you can use, and you can Google these on and get them for free. There's lots and lots of these templates out there, but it's called a business model canvas. And basically, once you've gone through and got all your business ideas, it's something you can pop all your ideas into it and have this one page. It is a type of business plan, so you can have a one-paged business plan. So on this one's very simple. We would pipe the problem over here. So if I'm going to use massage as an example, the problem I'm going to be solving is say they get headaches, so chronic headache, someone who suffers from chronic headaches. My solution would be a remedial massage of their upper back, neck, and shoulders. What are the key metrics that I'm going to measure in the business? So how do I know that my business is successful? And usually these are around client bookings, return, client returns, so people rebooking, me actually making enough money that I'm covering all of my expenses. It could be seeing more people following my Facebook page or signing up to my email newsletter. So there could be a whole heap of metrics here, but they're just some off the top of my head that I can think of. What's your unique value proposition? So this is really important in business, and this is really important when you're developing your business idea. It's also called your unique selling point. So your value proposition, your VP or your USP, your unique selling point. They're the things that you do that no one else will do. So while there's literally here in Canberra, there are dozens of other massage therapists, what can I provide to my clients that they can't get in other places? And that comes back to my expertise, the fact I've been doing this for 25 years. When I trained, I did a very intensive course that's no longer available. I've spent 5 years working with American football at a national and international level. So I have a lot of sports expertise behind me and injury management behind me. So they're just some, as an example, of the things that you will do, that you will bring to your business and your client base that no one else can do for you. One of the best ways to work out your unique selling point, and it really goes back to point 1 when you're getting to know yourself, one of the things to do is to get a piece of paper and basically do a timeline of your life from left to right, and talk and sort of jot down all the points in your life that have been like a big watershed moment or a really important moment for you. And often it's when we start school. It might be if you've changed school over the years, if you're like Fabian and you've moved countries, if you've gone to university or you've done some formal training or you've had on-the-job training, if you've worked in different industries. And all of those different aspects of our life actually make us more and more unique the older that we get. And then from that information, we can then pull out what our unique value proposition is. So don't discount, if you're young, don't discount the fact that you may have only worked in hospitality or retail. There's great skills to be learned in those spaces. Don't discount a job that you might have done if you're a little bit older and you've had a career that you didn't like, you've had a job that you didn't like. Don't discount what you learnt from there. Because quite often when we go into business, it's because we're really passionate about an aspect of what we do, But we've worked in that industry already, and another business or a corporation or something do it really poorly, and it really frustrates us and angers us. But that can be a great catalyst for us to go, I can do this better. I can change. I can turn this industry on its head by stopping doing all the things that people think are standard when they deal with a financial planner, say, or a lawyer. Yesterday, I went to a launch event here in Canberra of a new dental practice that's opened here. So Dentistry Teeth here in Canberra. They already have a business up in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, and they've opened a second location here in Canberra. And what makes them different is they're a holistic dentist. So if you're someone who doesn't like going to the dentist, you've got a phobia about it, you might have had some trauma in the past where you find it really difficult to be held down or people to be in your mouth. I mean, the dentist doesn't hold you down, but you feel like you are. Then this team actually are really gentle and really caring and really compassionate about the fact that you might have all of those anxieties and phobias. So they're revolutionizing the standard ideas of what a dentist means. Even the fit out of their space is really soft and gentle and open and welcoming than you'd expect normally in quite a clinical space in your normal dental practice. So that's an example right there. Unfair advantage. I don't know about unfair advantage, but what's your advantage? What can you do that your competitors can't do? So that you have to, this is a part of your competitor analysis, which you would do if you were developing a full business plan. The channels, so how are you going to market the business? How are you going to get the word out there? What you have to do with a channel is you have to align it with your target audience. So you need to go, so you come up with your business idea, and then you go out there and you talk to people and go, is this a problem that you have? Is this a solution that you pay for? How much would you pay for it? How often would you buy it from me? All of that information to really understand your target audience. And then you need to understand where they hang out and how you would communicate with them. So are they the type of group that are on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they not on social media at all? Are they a group of professionals that meet once a month and you need to get an invitation to go along to their event to talk to them? Do you need to go to a trade show? Do you need to be seen at a market? And they're our channels. So marketing, the channels are about marketing. You may have different customer segments. I think this is probably too advanced for the entry level that we're talking about tonight. So instead of customer segments, just talk about your target audience and your customer, which I've already touched on. Cost structure is how much is everything going to cost you? How much does it cost to actually produce your product or your service? Do you need infrastructure? Are you looking at, do you need a factory? Do you just need a computer and a desk and a chair and a printer and a phone and an internet connection? You know, business can vary greatly in what you actually need. And that's making sure that you get all your costs down. Then revenue streams. How are you going to make money? What are you selling? Who are you selling it to? Is it business to business? Is it a subscription model? Is it a business to client? Is it, do you want to have a non-profit aspect to it? So is your goal to create something much bigger or to help a particular cause or project or program or to fund something over the long term? And that will all be part of your revenue stream. Okay, are there any questions at this point? Because that's probably a lot of information I've given you in a few minutes. Talk to me, guys. Any questions?
No, it's pretty clear for me.
Pretty clear. Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good. All right. So one of the steps in opening a business or starting a business is obviously selecting a business name. You can use your actual name, so I could have just my very long name, or you could come up with a business name. If you register just your name, you can do that for free. Like you can set up just a sole trader for free because you're not registering a business name as such. and you can get an ABN that way. But if you want to actually have a business name, so my massage business is called Therapy Masters because my married surname is French and maitre means master, so we use that in our company names. But to register Therapy Masters I never remember. I think for 3 years it's about $50, but don't quote me. And I think for 5 years it's about $90. And then you have that business name. They changed the business name registration quite a few years ago, where before I could have a Therapy Masters registered in the ACT or New South Wales, and then someone else could have the same business, say, name registered in WA. They changed that probably in the last 5 years, and it's now a national registration, process here in Australia. So your name actually has to be unique nationally. And then the other things you want to make sure that you're doing are that you can also get the domain name, which is your website name, like what you type in, www. whatever it is, and your social media platforms. If you're going to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever, Instagram, that you're the same across the board. And be mindful too, if you want to put a number in there, like you say, it's going to be, so even here, say easy to spell, which is on the screen, is a business name, like you're a teacher helping people with their, learning second language or something. Is easy to spell, is the word two, T-O, or is it the number two with like the actual digit? So something like that can confuse people. And I've seen it before where one person will have easy to spell with the words as their website, but when they go to their Facebook page, it's got the number. Like stuff like that just confuses people, makes it more difficult for people to find you. Don't do that stuff. If you want to have an international business, or for a number of people that obviously join us for sessions here at the Academy, you may live here in Australia, but you still have your home country, which is overseas somewhere, and you may want to be opening a business in your home country, or you want to have a business in different countries. Does the name work across the board? Does it make sense in different languages? If that's something you've got to consider, make sure it's not a swear word in one and something appropriate in another language. So just a few more things to consider. You can go to websites like Business Name Generator and see what business names come up. You can also just search on business.gov.au, come up with some business names and type them in. One of the best ways to come up with your business name is once you've worked out who your target audience is and what your unique selling points are, the words in there that you use to describe what you do and who your clients are, the words will be hiding in there that are your that are a business name that will resonate with your target audience. I was quite lucky. I've done a bit of training over the years with a gentleman here in Canberra called Peter Ring, who's one of our leading brand experts in the Canberra region. And that's something that Pete taught me in some of the training that I've done with him and some of the workshops we've done together. There's also Name Checker, so you can, and that'll check across the different social media platforms for you. And then most of the information you need to start a business in Australia is actually just available on the business.gov.au website. So it's like businessaustralia.gov because it's a government website, AU for Australia. And you can find all the information that you need on here. So that's a very easy and good website to go to. And as I said, you can have a list of names and just type them in, jump onto Google, see if a domain name comes up, jump up on your preferred social media platforms and see if they're there as well, see if it's available. And yes, you can open a business in Australia if you're here on a student visa. That's not a problem at all. Setting up the visuals of your website. So obviously, our logo is important. A business card might be important. A banner or a flyer could also be important depending on what you're doing. And having visuals on a website is very, very important. So there's a few different places you can go. Apparently Squarespace, which is I don't know. I think Squarespace, I think of the little card reader. I'm not sure if it's the same company or not, I'm sorry. You can do a logo through them. You can also use Canva. I use Canva. I have it on my phone. It's free. It's a great little app to have. I've got another girlfriend who loves it on her desktop computer, but I do most of my social media stuff on my phone. And so I use Canva on my phone. You can set a website up on somewhere like Wix. Now, while you might be able to do a template that like a basic website for free, you will have to pay to host it. You don't get hosting for free. So that's just another cost. Like it is a cost. So it's usually several $100s a year to host a website. To also get your domain name, there's also a cost to register and get your domain name. And again, it's a couple of $100s a year from memory. But I have my massage business I've had for 25 years. It has a website. It's had a website for about 20 years now. But my events business, which is called Canberra Wise Women, has never had a website. It's just up on Facebook and Instagram, and I've never had a website for it, and it's been reasonably successful without one. So you don't always need a website now. It depends on what you're doing, and what your revenue model is. Do you need a shop? Are you trying to sell products? Then you probably need a website. If it's a service-based business or an events-based business, you possibly don't need a website to start with. So just be mindful of that. But there are costs associated with registering your domain name and having a server, your website up on a server somewhere. And what normally happens is a lot of the web developers, so Wix and other ones and other companies that you'll go to, they'll have a really free or cheap website development for you. So they'll give you a template and you do the back end, you upload some pictures and voila, you have a website. But the cost for them to actually host the website for you is very expensive, and that's where they make their money back. So just be mindful of that. If you're looking to set a website up, ask how much hosting is. I'm quite lucky. My husband's in IT. We have our own server and we host, and we do a little bit of hosting just for a few close friends, and we charge them minimal. It's a couple of $100s a year, but then you need to have the technical capabilities of doing that, which is not me. That's what the husband is for. As I said, Canva is a great, you can do flyers and banners and Facebook and Instagram posts, and you can overlay text and stuff. I use Canva. I like Canva. And there's a number of websites that, there's a number of, websites that you can get free photos, like free images from. So Unsplash is one. The other one I use is called Pixel, so Pixel. I'll pop it in the chat. I can find the chat. So pixels.com, I think it is. And I use that when I'm putting slide decks together for teaching. So that's another one. So you can get images that resonate with your target audience, resonate with your business and your brand. And the thing that you've got to remember is the picture appropriate? So being in the massage industry, what you'll quite often see when you log on to someone's website and they've used generic images, they'll have someone having a massage on a beach with, like, it looks like Tahiti, and the water's a beautiful coloured blue, and there's a little hut with a palm tree roof on it, and it's all lovely. We don't have that in Canberra. So to me, that's inauthentic. You're not going to go to a massage business here in Canberra and feel like you're on a beach. We're in the mountains. We're 3 hours from the beach. That doesn't work for me. So for me, I think it's really important that you're picking images, one, that are emotive, so you're connecting with your audience, but two, they resonate with where your business is located. So it'd be the same if you were teaching people how to surf on Bondi Beach in Sydney, and you had pictures of the CBD in Hong Kong or somewhere, or London. It doesn't make sense. It's not authentic. It's not connecting. So just be mindful of that when you're picking your images. Proof of concept. So as I've already mentioned, we need to go out to people and ask them would they actually pay money for our product or service. And this is really important. So sometimes we come up with these great ideas and people don't want to pay for it, or they don't have the same problem that we think they have. So we need to go and ask people. Often we'll go and ask people that we know, and they'll be really nice to us, and they'll go, yeah, that's a great idea, Lise. Yeah, I love it. But when I really want feedback, I've got a number of friends who've been in business for a really long time, and they'll tell me exactly that that's a good idea or not. So we often have to go outside of our comfort zone when we're doing this to get real feedback. Okay, so that's really, really important, because we need to know if our idea actually has validity. It is, it is possible to make money from this idea that we've got. Otherwise, we're going to put in all this work and effort and set a business up and launch, and no one's going to buy from us. And we're going to waste all that time and whatever, and all that energy and all that passion and drive and a little bit of money, more than likely, to not see it go anywhere. So it's really, really important that we do our proof of concept. So we can do surveys. So you can use SurveyMonkey, which is another platform. And on SurveyMonkey, you can sign up and you can do, I think it's 10 questions for free. So you can send out a survey to people going, do you have a problem with blah? Like for me, like from the example I used earlier, do you get headaches? Yes, no. How do you take painkillers? Do you see the chiropractor and they can pick the answer? Have you had a massage, etc., etc.? So you can see if it's actually an idea that people would actually pay for. You can do interviews, so you can organise to chat to somebody. So now with what everyone's been through in the last 2 years, everyone's quite happy to use Zoom or FaceTime on their phone, or to go in through the Facebook app. It's quite good as well. Use the messenger and turn the video on. That's quite a good way, and it's free. You could have a landing page somewhere where you're seeing how many click-throughs you get, or you could ask people to sign up for a trial. Obviously, Kickstarter and a lot of crowdfunding platforms, they're often doing market testing to see if people would actually pay for the idea they've got, and then if they get the funds, then they run with their idea. So that's another way of doing it. So SMART goals, again, it's really important that we're setting some goals, that we're aiming, we're trying to achieve something, we're trying to push ourselves, because quite often what happens in business is it's our idea, we're the energy behind it. And then particularly if you're already working full time, you've got a family, you might already be studying, and you're like, oh, I think I can do this too. If we don't set some goals around us delivering on this idea that we have, this doesn't happen. So it's really important that we set some goals. SMART goals, again, if you haven't heard of SMART goal setting, you can Google it, you can YouTube it. But it means S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for achievable, R is for realistic, and T is normally means time bound or in a timely manner. So we want to set a specific goal by August 2022. I want to talk to 100 potential clients about, treating their headaches. It's measurable because I've put a figure on it. Like I've said that I'm going to talk to 100 people. I've also made it time bound because I've said I'm going to do it by August 2022, but I need to define, do I mean the 1st of August or the 31st of August? Is it achievable? I think if you break that down, if you've got May, June and July, that's, and we've got a bit more, even if we went August, it's 4 months, it's 25 people a month. That seems like a doable figure. It's realistic, yes, and you can move on from there. So that's what a SMART goal is. Another thing to do, and this is a really important thing, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to become a business owner and an innovator, you need to be what you want to, you need to be what you want to be. That's kind of me playing with the other saying that people have. But find networking groups, find other business people, because we think about the world in entirely different ways than people that generally work in corporate or academia. We think about, we're always problem solving, we're always learning, we always are interested and curious. And I've been in business for nearly 30 years. I moved to Canberra to study here at the Australian National University. And my friends that I went to uni with, who went into government, who went into corporate, I don't see them very much anymore because we don't have anything in common. So find other people that are interested in business. Find people, sorry, yeah, you can cook all of that. Freya, go, Bob. Sorry. My hubby's come home and asking what he can eat for tea. If he can eat all of the things I left out for him, he can. And then there was a puppy who tried to sneak in, but she's been sent back downstairs. Our phones have been down this afternoon, so we couldn't make phone calls on Telstra, so I couldn't ring my husband to let him know. But yeah, go and find other business people to hang out with. Alrighty. You need to find a revenue model. So you need to find out how much it's going to cost, and then you need to start thinking about how you can make money off this. You could do ads, you could be an affiliate. So an affiliate would be, if Fabian had a business, if I sent people his way, he'd pay me a small commission. It's almost like paying me to do advertising for him. So that's an affiliate. Pay-per-view, again, this is a type of ad. You could have a subscription model. So I've got a friend who's a florist, and during her flower season, you can actually pay weekly or fortnightly, and she'll deliver beautiful bouquets of flowers to you. So there's a whole different ways. Obviously selling a product or a service. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can make money. Marketing is a really important skill. There's lots of ways now to learn and grow your marketing skills. You can often do it for free or cheap. If you went onto Eventbrite and Googled marketing course, you would find lots and lots and lots of ones. Obviously, YouTube's a great resource. Find someone whose marketing style that you like, and go and follow them. See if they've got a podcast, see if they've done any interviews, sign up for their e-newsletter. You can learn about marketing quite easily. It does take time. There are like tips and hacks and things to do, but I think it's something that most people can learn. And yes, it takes time, but then it doesn't cost you money. And we also talk about a business pitch, and that's really the final product. We talk about what's termed an elevator pitch, and that's the ability to concisely tell someone about your business idea and how you can help them in the time it would take you to be in an elevator or a lift and travel, 3 floors, 10 floors with them. So within maybe 30 to 60 seconds, you can tell people who you are and what you do and how you can help them. Alrighty. So they're the ways that we can save. You can pretty much get a business idea, a business model, a logo, a proof of concept, some strategy, marketing for pretty much next to nothing. The website will cost you a little bit of money though. The reasons anyone can really set up a business in Australia is that it's free to set up an ABN. So that's easy. You can pop onto the website and do that. Australia has a fairly strong economy. We've been relatively stable, even given what's been going on the last couple of years around the world. We're a multicultural. Paula puts this as young. I'm older than Paula, but yes, youthful thinking, I think, is a good, or open-minded, curious. I think there's lots of good words in there. That we do support innovation. Here in Canberra, we're very much innovation driven. People think of us as government, but there's a lot going on here in the innovation space. And you can open a business anywhere It can operate 24 hours a day if you want to. You can do anything, and then in brackets they've put that it needs to be legal. And you can, I don't know about unlimited money, but you can make a lot of money being in business. There's tax deductions and available and incentives through the ATO, and there's more now than there has been for years because of COVID and because of helping businesses recover through COVID. The Academy of Entrepreneurs is actually the world's first accredited incubator, which is a pretty big thing for Paola to have achieved, so that's fantastic. And we have a number of programs that are available to you. So we have a lot of online classes and programs, and I'm teaching on across a number of those at the moment. The campus is actually based in Sydney, so not great if you're not in Sydney, but good if you are. There's mentoring available. There's programs running internationally and here in Australia. There's live webinars, and a lot of these ones are actually free, and you can study in groups and self-paced. So you can study 100% online. You can, everything's delivered through the Teachable platform. There's an international community that the Academy has built, and they're working with startups across 40 different industries. So through Latin America, through the United States and Canada, through Europe, European Union, Africa, Asia, obviously Australia and New Zealand. And the hashtag for Academy Entrepreneurs is Boss Your Future. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and also on LinkedIn. And this is our lovely Paola. This is our founder. And as I said, the campus is in Pyrmont in Sydney. But yeah, does anyone have any questions for the last couple of minutes before I have to run off and help other people develop their business ideas?
Yes, Lisa, thank you
Yes.
for this presentation. It was pretty good.
That's okay.
And, clear as well. Now my question is, that was good. My question is regarding, I always thought because I'm on student visa, I can't start a business. That's one of the things I was probably wrong. I don't know. So that's one of the things I'm kind of, not blocked, but like feel like I'm not going maybe further because the fact of my situation and the fact I'm trying more to focus on getting a skill visa and getting close to the PR before thinking starting a business. So yeah. What do you think about that? I mean, is it like something I could be blocked regarding official, like when you say starting, picking your business name and just making the registration for the government? I was like wondering, do they accept the fact I'm on student visa, or is it?
Well, they won't, as far as I know, from like when I've registered business names, they don't ask you that. They ask you for contact details, but they don't ask you like if you're on a visa or anything else. And a lot of people come to Australia, so a lot of immigrants actually move to Australia and get their residency because they buy a business here in Australia, and they're not actually they're not here. Like, they're overseas somewhere, and they buy in. So a lot of franchises now are often bought by people from overseas countries who want to move to Australia legitimately and migrate, and they buy that business, and then they come because they've got a business here in Australia.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So my only suggestion to you would be if worst case happened and you were no longer here in Australia and you were moving back to France or whatever other country that you want to move to, that your business is transportable, so it can be online.
Yeah. Right.
So that would be my only thing for you to consider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I have put, so if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I don't use the Allmey on LinkedIn, I just have the LaMaitre. So you can find me on LinkedIn that way. But I am going to run off. I'm very sorry. I can go and mentor some more people who are a little bit further down the track with their business ideas. But yeah, the Academy have lots of great things. Again, jump on to Eventbrite and search Academy of Entrepreneurs, and you'll see the programs the next 2 months worth of events. On Eventbrite, and there's a number of free ones. And then obviously there's other programs and classes and courses that you can check out on their website.
All right. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you, Fabian. Thank you, Rudy.
Nice to meet you.
Mary, if you're there, I don't know. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thanks, Angel. I'll see you next time.
See you. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.